Right, let's start today's session. This is the second session of Django with REST API. Yesterday, just I have started a demo session, like I just given some introduction to Django with REST API. So as I said that in the last session, Django is a web application development framework, and moreover, Django is not a web application. It's not a programming language. It's a framework only. What type of framework means? It's a web application development framework. Using Django, we can develop web applications, and using Django, we can develop web applications at faster rate. So Django framework completely written in Python programming language. So to learn Django, Python is prerequisite programming language. If you know about Python, then we can move to Django learning process. And to learn Django framework, Python is prerequisite. To learn REST API, Django is prerequisite. Django and Python both are required for learning REST API. This course is completely Django along with REST API only. Duration of this course is 2 months, and every day session is going to record, and session recorded video and along with soft copy of material complete PDF. I am going to send to you your Google Drive or Gmail. And Django is a high level and open source Python based framework only. So official website of Django is djangoproject.com. You can visit this official website so that you will find clearly the current stable version of Django only. In Django, as a developer, we are going to follow the principle called DRY. That means do not repeat yourself. Okay, do not repeat yourself. So we are not going to repeat the code, and we are going to reuse the code. That's principle we are going to follow. And Django is completely based on MBT pattern. It's a design pattern. So every time we are going to deal with models, views, templates, design pattern only. And Django will provide rapid application development facilities. That means faster rate of application development is possible with Django. The reason is, as soon as when we install Django framework, there are plenty of libraries will be installed automatically. So using that libraries, we can develop application development is rapidly, means faster rate. And in the model view template, actually model represent database, view represent Python logic, template represent presentation. That means end user where he can able to get the result, final output in the template itself. That is called presentation. Generally, template creation purpose, we need to focus on UI technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Bootstrap. After completion of demo sessions of Django, 4 to 5 sessions, and complete 1 week sessions, I'll conduct with respect of UI technologies only. And after that, Weave is completely Python logic. So if you know Python programming language rules and regulations, then easily we can able to manage the view logic. That is Python logic only. And model is represent database. Databases we are going to deal in Django context like SQLite or MySQL. But most of the operations using Django, we can fulfill with SQLite only. Because once we create a Django project, automatically SQLite database will be integrated. Okay. So these MBT pattern through only, we are going to design and develop web applications in Django. And this is basic introduction which I given in the last session. Okay. So here Python will play the major role, because in the model creation, view creation, sometimes template creation also, we can go for Python programming language only. So I already Python, it's okay, fine. But even my students already know that Python programming language rules and regulations. And you can leave it to me like MySQL basics, SQLite basics, UI basics, all things I'll cover in the context of Django only, no problem. Next, I'm going to discuss a small history of Django today. So what is the basic history of Django? History of Django. Okay. So you should aware of this history of Django also. That's what I'm telling. So completely. So Django was designed. Django was designed and developed developed by Lawrence Lawrence Journal 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 World. Okay, in the year of 2003 and and publicly released released in the year of 2005 in the year of 2005 sir. So Django was designed and developed by Lawrence Journal World in the year of 2003 and publicly released in the year of 2005 sir. So the official date of birth of Django is July 21st, 2005. This is the first release of Django. And right now the current stable version is 4.1.03. How do you know about current version of Django means? You can visit official website like djangoproject.com. Just I'm moving on djangoproject.com, www.djangoproject.com. You can see this in this download latest release 4.1.03 only there. This is the current stable version of Django. In our session, I'm going to use this one only, sir, clearly. Okay. So let's what we can say. Let's continue this. Let's continue this. Now coming to this here, this is the official uh, date of birth of Django, July 21st, 2005. And right now, Django is maintained by DSF. That means Django Software Foundation. Django Software Foundation, it's maintaining. Right now, Django is maintaining by DSF, that is called Django Software Foundation. And Django also known as Django, sir. Okay, some programmers Django also pronounced. Django also pronounced as Django only. So Django name, how it came. So actually Django Reinhardt. Look at this Django Reinhardt. He's the person, famous George guitarist. You can able to check and Google it and Django Reinhardt. So you will be able to find the person name who is famous George guitarist like this. Let's leave this Django Reinhardt. He's the person. So he's a famous George guitarist. So that's what the authors given the name of this person to this framework like Django only. And original authors of Django is even Django was designed and developed by Lawrence Journal World in 2003, but the original authors of Django is what actually two authors are there here. These two are the original authors of Django, sir. What are that? So Adrian Halovati and Simon Willison. So these two persons are original authors of Django. Okay. So this is the basic history of Django. And coming to this, what are the main important features of Django, sir? Features of Django, I'm going to explain you. Once I complete the features of Django, then we'll focus on what is front end, what is back end. I'll give you more clarity in this lecture. So first feature of Django is rapid development. Rapid development. As I said that using Django framework, we can develop web applications rapidly. That means faster rate. And second one is feature is secure. And third one is scalable. And fourth one is fully loaded libraries. Yes, Django is completely loaded version. So once we install Django framework, so that's completely fully loaded with libraries. And coming to this versatile. And next one is open source, sir. It is completely open source. And next, vast and support community is there. Vast and supported community. Supported community, sir. So this is. So these are the basic and important features of Django, sir. So what is rapid development? As I said, Django was designed with the intention to make a framework which takes less time to build a web application. Less time only it will take to build a web application, that is rapid development possibilities there in Django. And coming to this secure. So Django takes security seriously and helps developer to avoid many common security mistakes, like such as SQL injection, cross-site scripting, and cross-site forgery request. So actually important token is there in Django, CSRF verification token, we can say that. That under comes into security providing for your Django application, CSRF token is there. CSRF stands for cross-site request forgery. This CSRF token compulsory we need to include at the time of posting your data to the server. Otherwise, Django will not allow your request clearly. So CSRF token through only we need to send request, sir. Otherwise, it will not allow to send your request, especially while posting the data to the server. CSRF token is mandatory. So security implementation is perfect. So no, what we can say, problems at all while sending the data, getting the response from the server. And even Django authentication system also there. So only credentials users, like those who are having user ID and password, they can only access the database in admin panel, all the things. And coming to this scalable, Django is a scalable in nature. It is having the ability to quickly and flexibly switch from one application to another application, like small scale application to large scale applications also we can build using Django framework. It's a scalable nature. We can able to migrate from one small application to moderate applications, and large scale applications also is possible. And coming to this fully loaded, Django includes various modules and libraries. Even in Django, we need to write some Python logic also. Anyway, Python modules will be there, Python related libraries are there. Along with when we install Django, Django libraries also will be available for development of common tasks in web application development. So Django takes care of user authentication and content administration and so on. So that's what it is, completely fully loaded. All built-in libraries are there. And coming to this versatile means actually different. So once we go for Django, it's versatile in nature. Yes, extensive libraries also there. That is only same in Python as well as Django. Django is completely versatile, sir. So which allows it to build applications for different domains. Nowadays, most of the companies are using Django to build various types of applications like content management system, social networking sites, and scientific computing platforms, even what we can say, online shopping portals, and etc. So it's a versatility. So using Django, we can build any type of applications clearly, sir. So this is exactly versatile in nature. Now coming to this open source, sir. So as I said, that Django is completely open source, Python based web application framework. It is publicly available without any cost. It can be downloaded with source code from public repository only. Open source is always reduce the total cost of the application development, as you know that. Once source code is available, then no need to spend lot of financial things to get that Django license or get the code or something like that. So it's an open source. It is completely free of cost for everyone. And coming to this vast support community is there, sir. Yes, based on requirement, we can able to customize all these things. We can do this. Source code is available means according to your requirement, we can shift that. We can able to change it. But if you want to change this, first of all, you should have the idea about Django things and Python things compulsory. So coming to this vast and support community actually here, Django is one of the most popular web framework. It's having widely supportive community and channels to share your content and exchange your content. You can get their content to your applications. That is exchangeable code is possible. Vast and support community is there. So these are the important basic features and also history of Django. And now I'm trying to discuss and most important thing here, because our focus is completely in Django, web application development only. That's the reason what is web application you should understand, sir. Okay. So first of all, using Django, we are going to develop web application. Everybody should know about what is web application. Simple, sir. Web application means the application, the application, the application which will provide, the application which will provide services over the web is called web application. Simple. The application which will provide services over the web is called web applications, sir. Web applications. And in web application development, every programmer or every developer should understand the following terms. What are the important following terms? Web page means what? Website means what? Web browser means what? And finally, most importantly, that is web server means what, sir? Web server. So try to understand these technical terms, because every day we are going to deal with web pages, websites, web browser, web server only. Generally, web page definition is, so whenever we try to open any site or website, for example, you are trying to open durgasoft.com website only. As a student, if you want to take any course, you are going to open durgasoft.com website, sir. And whatever you open that website, look at this. This information belongs to whom actually? Students or customers. Look at here, www.durgasoft.com website is available, sir. Okay, so durgasoft.com website is available. This information is completely belongs to what? Student point of view, those who wants to learn Django. Okay, and they can able to learn Django by looking this what we say advertisement, and they can able to enroll this course completely here. Okay, but look at this. This is completely information towards the end user or customer. Okay, batch schedules and everything will be there. This type of information is belongs to what? End user only. That is called information towards the end user is called what? Web page, sir. Information towards information towards the end user or customer is called what actually? Web page. Information towards the end user is called web page. But look at this, web pages can be of two types in general. One is static web page, and next one is dynamic web page. Generally, what is static web page means? Static web page means non-interaction web page is called static web page. For example, look at this. You are looking Durgasoft website here, and in the right left hand side panel, about us is there. User can click the about us page. So about Durgasoft, you can read it and you can leave this page only. This type of pages are called static web page, static content only. No user interaction. That means non-user interaction pages are called what? Static web page. So non-user interaction pages, non-user interaction pages are called static web page. But look at this, dynamic pages means user interaction pages. User interaction pages are called dynamic web page. For example, in Durgasoft, if you want to registration for the course, you can click on registration. Then you will be able to get this registration form. You are going to interact as a user or customer to these fields like name, phone number, email, course, and submit button. You are giving the details and you are hitting this request by hitting submit button. You are sending request to Durgasoft people. So this is called user interaction pages. All user interaction pages are called what? Dynamic pages only. So dynamic pages and static pages. So this is the web page information. Information towards the end user or customer or client is called web page. Web pages can be of two types. And what are the web pages? Actually, static web page as well as dynamic web pages. We can say that static as well as dynamic web pages. Okay. So these two type of pages are available here. And generally, static web pages we can create by using HTML only. If you want to prepare dynamic web pages, HTML plus JavaScript makes dynamic web page because JavaScript enables the functionality of HTML pages. So that is possible with the HTML, with the JavaScript dynamic pages we can build. So this is exactly web page. And you know about website clearly. Website in the sense a website is a collection of web pages, or group of web pages also we can call it as. It's a group of web pages, collection of web pages and group of web pages, sir. This is web pages, website only. So we are going to build website only because inside the one website we can include multiple web pages clearly. And what is web server? Web browser. It's very important, sir. Anything, any web page, if you want to open, this is compulsory required. What is web browser? Web browser is a software. Web browser is a software which is used to manage, different types of web pages. Using browser software, we can manage different types of web pages. This is called web browser. Web browser is a software which is used to manage different types of web pages. So what are the browser softwares are there? Example like Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, Microsoft Edge, Opera, etc. If you don't have any browser software, then you can't able to manage any web pages. You can't open any website or web pages. And web server is compulsory required, sir, because as I said that in the last session, Django is completely based on client server architecture only. As a client, when we send request to the server, and Django server should take our request and process our request. After completion of process, it should give the response into client only. So who will take that responsibility? Server. So web server. So what is web server means? Web server is also a software. Web server is also a software which is used to manage, different different types of websites. It can be managed complete websites, all websites. The examples of web server is IIS, Internet Information Service, or Apache Tomcat. So most of the cases, Java programmers use Apache Tomcat web server, and IIS is used by .NET developers. But what about our Django? In our Django also server is required, sir. So there is a built-in Django web development server is there. That server only will give response to you when we send request to the server only, sir. So these are the technical terms: web page, website, web browser, web server. Web pages are two types: static, dynamic. Static pages means non-user interaction pages like about us, contact us, like that. Dynamic pages means user interaction pages like login form, registration page, like that only. Okay. So these technical terms you must and should aware in the Django development process. These are very basic and fundamental things. And coming to this, in Django development, so generally every web application contains two main components, sir. Every web application, every web application, web application contains, every web application contains two main components, What are that? One is front end, sir. One is what? Front end. Next one is back end, sir. Next one is back end. Front end as well as back end. Front end as well as back. So front end means what? Back end means what? We'll see this. Okay. Yes. So to run server, Python space manage that run server. That's correct. Okay. Still, you have a time to know that most of the commands. Okay. Just wait a minute. So we are in the basic, and even installation process also not finished. Then we can't discuss about manage.py run server. So we have to run server only. That is Django server only will be give the response only. Now I'm speaking about front end. So every web application contains two main components, that is front end as well as back end. Front end means actually it represents what user is going to see on the website. Finally, end user, what he is going to see on the website, that is called front end can represent. And we can develop front end applications, front end content by using what? Front end technologies. What are front end technologies? UI technologies. What are these UI technologies? HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, jQuery, then what? Bootstrap. These are all front-end technologies, sir. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Everybody knows that. Every web application should contain HTML. HTML is the mandatory technology for web application development. It represents structure of the web page. That means actual content is going to describe by HTML only. HTML is having two main parts actually. One is head part and body part. Body part is just actually it describes the actual content. Head part is going to represent meta information like adding some libraries, JavaScript libraries, jQuery libraries, Bootstrap libraries. All those libraries we can include in the head tag only. So HTML is going to display finally content. Actual content we can describe in the body section. So HTML basics also I'm going to discuss in upcoming sessions. Don't worry that. I'll make you clear idea about HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, jQuery and all. How to deal with them, libraries, how to use it in your Django application, I'll tell you. And what about CSS cascading style sheet it stands for? So the main objective or main purpose of CSS is to add styles to the HTML pages like coloring, font style, borders, alignment, image color, background of web pages. Everything we can do with CSS only. Without HTML, no use of CSS. We can't do much more using CSS. So if HTML elements or HTML tags are there, we can apply some what we can say makeup for the HTML. If you want to do makeup for your HTML, then we can go for CSS. Okay. Without makeup, originality, HTML content will describe. You want to do some makeup for looking better, then we can do use CSS only. And coming to this JavaScript, JavaScript is also one of the popular language in reality. So JavaScript will add some functionality to HTML web application, web pages. So that means JavaScript makes some dynamic responsive content for the HTML tags only. The main objective of JavaScript is to add some functionality to the HTML pages. That means add dynamic nature to the HTML pages clearly, sir. That is going to be use HTML through only. Sorry, JavaScript through only. So HTML means, as I said, that static responses. HTML plus JavaScript means for dynamic responses. But most of the cases, JavaScript can be used for validation, sir, in real time. Validation means whatever user is giving input in the login form or registration form, that inputs are correct or not, we need to cross verify it by using JavaScript functionality. But in Django, we need not to use any JavaScript functionality because validation purpose, Django built-in validators are there. We can use it. In case as a Django developer, you are not satisfying or your requirement is not fulfilled with the Django validations, then you can have the option to prepare your own validations by using JavaScript functionality. So that is the advantage. Main reason to use JavaScript in every web application development, not only in the context of Django, in the context of JSP for Java, in the context of ASP.NET for .NET, in the context of Angular or PHP, JavaScript is commonly used for functionality purpose and validation purpose. And coming to this, what about jQuery and Bootstrap, sir? See, jQuery and Bootstrap are advanced front-end technologies which are developed by using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript only. So jQuery is literally, it's an extension of JavaScript. So jQuery is a JavaScript library. So difference is what? If you go through JavaScript, then you need to write a lot of manual script. Okay. But if I go through jQuery, then no need to write manual script much more. Code completely will be reduced. Same JavaScript is built-in functionalities there. They created some libraries for user-friendly to use directly jQuery libraries instead of writing a lot of code in the context of JavaScript. So jQuery is a JavaScript library only. And Bootstrap is the combination of CSS and JavaScript completely. CSS styling, Bootstrap techniques are there. JavaScript styling functionality, Bootstrap techniques are there. Bootstrap mainly used for responsive design, sir. So responsive design in the sense what? If you open any website in your computer or desktop, so what is actually here? Content will be open in the desktop only. But same content, if you open in mobile device, according to your mobile device screen, then whenever we open any website, that content will be automatically, responsively, it's adjusting. That is called bootstrap 2 is possible only, sir. Okay. So this is about front-end technologies, completely UI only. In web application development, first component is front-end, that is UI, which is belongs to these all things. And coming to this backend, sir. Backend is also very important. Okay. So now backend means it is the technology used to decide what you want to show to the end user on the front end. So backend is going to responsible to generate required response to the end user, which is going to displayed by the front end. So backend will decide. Okay, backend will decide what is actually backend will decide. So what response need to provide to the front end? Okay, backend is having mainly three components again. The language is required. Okay, mainly three components in backend. What is that, sir? The language. The language. What language we are going to use to build web applications in Django, sir? Python language, obviously. So Python language is compulsory required. This is also a backend for your front end. Behind the scenes, we are going to write, especially view logic can be written in Python only. Next one is what? The framework. What framework we are going to use, sir? Django framework we are going to use. Even REST framework also we include later, that is. Next one is that is database. The database, sir. The database. Database is also required, that I am using mostly SQLite tree, or we can say MySQL. So these are all backends, sir. So Python language for coding purpose, framework for building Django request and response with the Django set of rules purpose. Framework is required. It's a completely all predefined rules are available in Django. Using this framework only, we can build the web applications, and database is needed where we can store end user information or client information, that is called SQLite and MySQL. For every Django web application creation, at the time SQLite is completely integrated, sir. So most of the functionalities we can do with SQLite database only. Even later we can integrate with MySQL database also clearly. So this is completely front end and back end applications clearly. For framework, Django is the best choice. Why? Because it's a fast and secured and scalable. So Django is the most popular web application framework for Python only. And Django provides built-in database, which is nothing but SQLite. And it is also best choice for maximum applications, maximum functionalities. In case if you want to do operations with MySQL also, you can integrate with MySQL, or MS SQL, you can integrate with MS SQL. Oracle is also possible. And Python, why it is best choice? Because it's a simple and easy to learn. Lot of libraries are there, and we can reduce the code using Python script clearly. And various popular web applications which are developed by using Python and Django. For example, YouTube, Dropbox, Quora, Instagram, Washington Times, Mozilla, Spotify, National Geographic. These are all things are under Django with Python only now. Most of the companies are using Django, as I said. These are the just the basic websites which I included, like YouTube, Dropbox, Quora, Instagram, Spotify, National Geographic, Pinterest, Mozilla. All these things are implementing or maintaining support for Django with Django and Python only clearly, sir. So this is complete theoretical part and introduction part of Django. Now it's time to make setup of your Django application, sir. So setup is important, sir. We need to arrange our setup. Then we can able to start build Django applications. And most important thing is to create a setup of Django. Then first of all, in your computer, Python need to be installed, sir. So I think you know how to install Python. No need to tell you again. You can visit python.org official website and download this Python, and you can install it clearly. No problem. That installation steps are very simple with Python. So even you can check once in your computer whether Python is already available or not. You have to cross verify, sir. So how do we cross verify Python is available or not? Simply you can go to command prompt. Okay, so command prompt, and you can use simply Python space hyphen version we can use. So yeah, installation Django is very simple. Pip install Django, which version you want, you can, even version number is not required, directly install. But I am not going to show you direct installation of Django. The reason is Django installation in your system environment is different, in under virtual environment is different. So I strongly recommend to install a Django under virtual environment only. Because the problem is when we install Django software under system environment, so later when we create applications or Django projects, whenever we do changes on project level, that impact on system environment also by default. So that's not good practice in reality. So I strongly recommend to create virtual environment separately. So you know about virtual environment very well in Python. So same here also, virtual environment is an isolation environment, and whenever we try to create virtual environment, inside that virtual environments, when we create a Django project, later in under your project, what libraries are required, external libraries, whatever you do changes, all the libraries or installation or packages installation or uninstallation will be impact on only on your Django project. Other project which are running in your computer, that will not make changes. So that is the main importance of virtual environment. Imagine there is no virtual environment and you have installed Django directly inside your computer like system environment, and under the system environment you are trying to create one Django project. Whenever we do installation or uninstallation packages of that project, other project which are already running under your system, that also get impact. So that is not good. So strongly recommend to download, install Django software only under virtual environment. I will show you clear step by step in next session clearly, don't worry. But in today's session, just I want to check that in my computer, first Python is available or not. So how do we check? Simply go to command prompt. Okay, whether Python is available or not. If available, then what version of Python you have, you can also cross verify. Simply that one simple command is there actually here. So what is that command in the sense if Python is there or not? How to check means go to command prompt Python space hyphen version. When we hit this, I have the latest version of Python, that is 3.11.0 only. In case in your computer, if you don't have Python software, you will get notification Python not recognized, or Python is not defined internal external command, like that you will get information that indicates that you don't have Python software. Sir, in case if I don't have Python software, then how to download and install? Simply you can go to official website, that you know that python.org. So once you visit this official website python.org, then you can able to get this links are www.python.org simply. Or else you can go to Google and download Python software. You will get completely this link, download Python 3.110 here. This is the latest version only. You can download it and install it. And make sure that at the time of installation, there is one checkbox is need to be activated, that is called add Python to path only, sir. Okay, so download and install, path also required. And this is Python version checking clearly. Next, whether Django also is available or not in our computer, how do we check the Django version? That is also very simple, sir. Django versioning. If Django is available or not, how to check, and which version is available also, you will come to know that. So simply that we can recommend Django -admin space hyphen version, sir. So Django -admin version. This is Django versioning. So latest version only I have. So in the what we can say afternoon, I have started a new offline batch for them. I have installed in my computer latest version. So that's what we are notifying this Django latest version only, that is 4.1.3. In our session also, I'm going to use this latest version only. What new things are there also in this latest version, we will cover in the practical orientation. So Django -admin space - version. This is versioning checking clearly, sir. Okay. So this is clearly available. So versioning check available clearly. This is called Django version check and what we can say Python version check. In case if you don't have Django software in your computer, then you will find like Django admin is not recognized like that only. And if you want to install Django, simply you can go for Python's pip space install space Django like this. And if you want to give the version number also clearly 4.0 or 4.1 or 4.1.3 like this, you can give this version number, or else directly you can use this Django and current stable version, latest version only, you will get installation. So in case if you don't have, you can install it. But this installation is not recommended. The reason is if you do installation, this is called installation on your system environment, not virtual environment. So in tomorrow's session, what I'll do step by step, each and every step I will tell you clearly what we need to do, how to create virtual environment, how to move to that environment, how to install virtual environment, how to activate virtual environment, how to create a project, how to create application, how to run the server. Everything we'll discuss step by step through command prompt directly. After that, my official editor in our all lecture is PyCharm professional editor only. I'm going to use that. This editor only I'm going to use PyCharm professional editor. Professional editor I'm going to use. This is completely 30 days trial period. So all my Python lectures also, those who are my students here, you know very well, I conducted all Python related also core and advanced Python classes also I conducted using PyCharm community edition. Now for Django with REST API and others also, like even UI technologies, like everything, I can write code in PyCharm professional later only. And even we can also use Visual Studio Code also, Edit Place also, NetBeans, Eclipse, any editors you can use. But I can say no other editor will be provide flexible way to create Django application when compared to PyCharm Professional. So to get PyCharm Professional, you should visit official website like pycharm.jetbrains.com, or else you can go to Google and simply download PyCharm. You can type it simply, you will be able to move on jetbrains.com clearly. This is official website jetbrains.com. Click on this and you will be able to find the two options here. One is professional for both scientific and web Python development with HTML, JavaScript, and SQL support. And you can click on download, but make sure that it's a free 30-day trial version available. And community is already we use it for Python. It's completely free on built on open source only. I strongly recommend to download and install clearly, sir, this one only. Okay, I will show you in tomorrow lecture clearly how to download and install PyCharm editor, as well as how to create a Django project with virtual environment step by step. All the steps are clearly I mentioned in my documentation also, so that you can go through it once you receive the documentation clearly. In tomorrow lecture, you are going to see, you are going to get complete information how to make setup of Django with Python completely. Okay. What shall we do after 30 days? I'll tell you clearly, no problem. Okay. I should not disclose that points in this live session. That's not good. I'll tell you clearly what we should do after 30 days trial version. We have a plan, no problem. Don't worry. Even no matter it is, but initial 30 days, I strongly recommend to use PyCharm Professional for getting clarity for Django application development. Later, you can also use PyCharm Community Editor for Django application development. I'll help you regarding this, no worries at all. You can just leave it to me that, okay? So that's all for today. Hope you understand today lecture also. This is completely theoretical aspect. And tomorrow onwards, I'm going to start complete practical information like how to make setup and installation and first application, how to run the server, everything. Once I started coding, then complete lectures through coding only. Okay. So that's all from my side today. If you have any question, you can feel free to ask me. Or if you are unable to ask me, then you can at least type your question in chat box so that I can read it and I can answer it. So you can also join tomorrow. If those who are interested, those who are wants to continue my lectures, don't skip the sessions for next 2 days or 3 days also at least. So that later you can decide that, okay? Take your own, take decision properly, no matter it is. I'm not forcing you to join for my lectures. You can find better lectures also, no matter it is, okay? Where you comfort, you can go through it happily. But ultimate, your goal is you have to learn properly. So Any question from your side, please feel free to ask me now. And don't miss tomorrow's session. That is important and crucial part for starting what we can say Django applications, because all the installation steps I'm going to cover in tomorrow's session only. Once installation setup is over, and with PyCharm professional editor, once you are ready, then from there onwards we can create models, views, templates, everything completely. Yes, offline batch is there right now. It's going today. Yesterday only I started at 3 p.m. at Durgasoft Maitrivanam 401 room number. Okay, I started yesterday only. Yes, yesterday only I started 3 p.m. offline batch in Amirpet, and same time 9 p.m. online session. This is online session I conducting for my students. Existing students are there. They are looking for completely what actually Python full stack development course. That's what I announced batch for them also. Same thing, no problem. Online, offline, both are same.
Sorry, course 2 months, sir?
Yes, 2 months.
2 months, okay. And 1 month Django, 1 month REST API. Antena, sir?
45 days Django and 15-20 days REST API. REST API don't consider as it's a new subject. It's an extension of Django only. Along with the Django, it will come. Same Django style of code only there in the REST API, but only REST framework you have to install it, and API creation you have to do it along with the Django.
Okay. And ఇప్పుడు మీరు UI చెప్తారు ఒక 10 days, 15 days.
UI completely only 1 week or 10 days. In that HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, jQuery, all libraries, how to use and how to manage in web development, I'll tell you.
అప్పుడు జాంగో సార్ మీరు 30 days చెప్తారంటే 10 days యూఐకి వెళ్ళినా కానీ 10 days 30 days సరిపోతుందా సార్?
35 days. 35 days. Yes, yes.
35 days.
Yes. 35 days or 40 days. Around 1 week in and out like that.
Okay. REST API ఒక 15 days పడుతుంది.
Minimum 15 to 20 days easily. And exactly not sure about 2 months. Around it will go 2 months, or after that 5 days or 10 days also up to it will go.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Complete knowledge అయితే వస్తుంది కదా సార్?
Undoubtedly.
I mean, okay. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
MySQL basics I'll cover in the ORM tool through, like in Django lectures only, how to handle it. Separate project will create for MySQL also. No discount, sorry. It's completely, it's a very less price when compared to other organizations. Undoubtedly, no. I'm only saying directly. Even you can talk to them, they'll not agree.
సార్ పైథాన్ కమ్యూనిటీ ఎడిటర్ లో ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసుకుంటున్నాను ఇప్పుడు పైథాన్. ఇప్పుడు డిజైన్ మళ్ళీ నేను పైథాన్ మీరు మళ్ళీ కొత్త చెప్పారు కదా ప్రొఫెషనల్ ఎడిటర్, అది మళ్ళీ చేసుకోవాలి లేదంటే కమ్యూనిటీ ఎడిటర్ లోనే నేను ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసుకోవచ్చా?
You can do community editor practice as you comfort. Actually, more comfort you feel in PyCharm professional. So when I introduce, you will also know that. But in case after trial version expired, then obviously you can go with PyCharm community also. Happily you can do it, not an issue.
ఓకే, అది ఉన్నా మళ్ళీ ఇది కూడా ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకోవచ్చు అంటారు?
Absolutely. Look at this in my search box. I'm opening PyCharm. You can look at this. PyCharm professional is there with me. PyCharm community also there with me. Both are there.
Okay.
Any questions?
Offline class is going on?
Offline class is going on, yes. Yesterday and today also completed. And along with the same day, I started online, offline. Online 9 p.m., offline 3 p.m. for my existing students.
Can I join offline? Actually, already I am in Amirpet. Actually, I don't know your offline class is going on. So,
what's your name?
MD Saib Khan.
You can come to there tomorrow 3 p.m. At Durgasoft Institute. I'll talk to you and you can also join. So same session, it's repeated here and there also. So both are same, not a problem.
Okay, sir, tomorrow I will visit.
You can visit and talk to me. Okay, no problem.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any question again? Yes, that's all for now. So have a nice time. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll discuss complete installation step by step, all software introduction and editor introduction, so that we'll start developing codes only.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.